Hi folks, Dave Schmidt here. It's the afternoon of March 15th as I'm recording this video today. Going to talk about what we're going to discuss on the radio program tomorrow night. There has been a lot of information on the internet in the last 2 weeks about anticipating upcoming developments in financial conditions, the RV GCR, possible changes in the government, etc. There's just a lot of talk that is going on. A couple weeks ago, I had put a note out to be aware of all the disinformation that is out there. Well, tomorrow night, I'm going to have a couple of friends on the program with me, and we're going to have a roundtable discussion about what is really going on. I'll talk about the reality of the RV GCR, why for over a year I have been saying there will never ever be a public exchange at the higher rates. It's only going to happen in the private exchanges. Now, I am not able to talk in depth anything at all about private exchanges other than the fact that I absolutely believe they're happening, and I can give you some information about that, but can only be given in broad terms. But what we can do is talk about all this disinformation that is out there, and how do you know what to trust? How do you know if it's good? How do you know if it's credible? And is there positive disinformation as well as poor disinformation? And what's the reason that the sources would be relaying some of this stuff to us and the reasons behind it? All of it comes back to a conversation I remember I had with the ambassador well over a year ago, and what he had commented more than once when I had interviewed him is the cabal, the Illuminati, whoever you want to call them, they are masters at disinformation. But sometimes there are white hats that will put out disinformation as well for specific purposes because they do not want to create or allow to develop certain types of conditions or situations that could lead to chaos, anarchy, and even some violence in certain situations. The white hats, when they put out disinformation, it's all for our benefit and for our protection. We'll talk about this, how to weed through it. We're going to have a roundtable discussion, differences of opinion. There is no exact right answer. I have my opinions. Others will have theirs. But it's good for you to know, to at least put into perspective when it's important to stay tuned, how to be able to weed through some of that stuff, but more than that, how you can participate in a good, healthy, safe manner in the exchanges that will be coming our way in the future. Personally, I think they're pretty close. Just the fact that there is so much information that's being reported on, that could say a lot. And I'll explain why in tomorrow night's radio program. So join us there in the radio program. And even once again, folks, I really, really would encourage you, if you can make it to the workshop in Dallas on April 2nd, you're really going to want to be there because I've got all kinds of new information. But more than that, in the workshops, I can verbally talk about the private exchanges and answer your questions that I cannot do on the internet as I'm not allowed to do so. It's to your benefit if you want to be there to learn what you can do to be involved and to be able to see and know what's really going on behind the scenes. You talk to the people who have been to my workshops, a lot of them, there is no question that I say you can't answer that. I will say I can't answer that, but they are allowed to ask anything. I've never put anything off limits that you can't ask. I might have to times say I'm not allowed to answer that, but maybe I can kind of point you in the right direction or something like that. But that happens verbally because for our own safety and security protections, there's just some things I cannot say here on the internet. So you will want to be there. April 2nd in Dallas, Texas. Go to my website, thesedonaconnection.com. Go to the registration page. Would encourage you to come. Thanks a lot, folks. Love all of you. See you on the radio program tomorrow night. Okay. Bye-bye.